But let's just start with a general question here. Christian Zionists, are there in the United States? Okay, so that's apparently a fairly popular question. So again, one of the reasons I like Perplexity AI specifically for research is it gives you the actual sources right out the gate. Interesting. The most widely accepted estimate is more than 30 million in the United States. So that's like around 1 in 10. That's like around 1 in 10 of the population of the United States. That's so gross. It's more than 30 million are specifically Christian Zionists. It's not to say there's only 30 million Zionists. There are still many non-religious secular people who do not believe in any religion or deity and are still Zionists and are unfortunately influenced by Christian Zionism, whether or not they want to admit it. What's really sinister for everyone involved here, especially the majority of Christians, is that it is such a minority of Christians in the United States who are Christian Zionists. Like, it is a minority of people who are Zionists. However, because there is also, actually more so, because there is financial and power-related incentives for the United States to have a stronghold through the state of Israel in the Middle East, there are so many reasons that have nothing to do with religion, that have nothing to do with dogma. Because of those other incentives and motivations, the United States and Israel is doing everything it can to, again, politically and financially prop up this small minority of a belief system through the realm, through the institution of Christianity. And that's what's really dark here, is it's something that is that is like a minority belief. It is something that most Christians, I guess, don't adhere to. And the thing is, the other part of this is like, if 1 in 10 Christians in the United States actively identify as a Christian Zionist, those other 9 out of 10, there's no fucking way all 9 out of 10 of those Christians actually support Palestine. Like, actually support the Palestinians. Do you know what I mean? There's still so many of the rest of that 9 out of 10 who are still Zionists in their own way, even if they don't claim the actual word. They still are probably saying things like, well, Israel has a right to defend itself, or actively seeing the Palestinians as the aggressors. And that is because the people in power, who again probably have very non-religious motivations to have a stronghold in the Middle East, specifically through Israel, because those parties in power are using this small minority of a belief system in dispensationalism, in Christian Zionism, to propagate this messaging that will support Israel at any genocidal cost. Does that make sense? Like, that is the fucked up part here. That is the fucked up part, that even the people who aren't actively calling themselves Zionists are still acting in the sense of Zionism, because that is the largest propaganda machine that is spewing its bullshit around the mainstream narratives through and even non-mainstream. I mean, like, support for Israel's ethnic cleansing is like, it is so vast in this country, and it's taking so many different forms. American evangelicals' unique support for Israel. This is already so great. Yay! Oh my God. American evangelical Christians demonstrate a unique affinity for the nation of Israel, highlighted by their views on the ongoing war in the Middle East. While most may not immediately associate Christian evangelism with the state of Israel, a Jewish state since its 1948 founding, the unique views of America's evangelicals help underpin the U.S.-Israel bilateral relationship. 55% of Christians? Okay, so it is the majority. Okay, that is literally my fucking point. So, wow, maybe 1 in 10 people in the United States, maybe only, 30 or over 30 million Americans are considered Christian Zionists. What is that percentage of Christians? We know that the United States has like 330 million Americans. And about 62% of that, so 3/5 of that, We'll just say 300 million Americans. So 3/5 of that is 180 million people. So 180 million people are Christians. Okay, so 180 million people in the United States are Christians, and only a sixth of that, so only 30 million Americans are Christian Zionists. So only 1/6 of Christians in the United States adhere to the specific policy of Christian Zionism, right? That is like the actual label of, hey, I'm a Christian Zionist. Only 1 out of 6 Christians in the country would call themselves explicitly Christian Zionists. But as I was saying earlier, I think that there are more Christians who are technically Zionists in the sense that they think Israel's statehood is justified no matter what. Even if it's from like a secular political point of view, I think that there are more Christians who support the statehood of Israel at all costs, even genocidal costs, than just this 1 in 6 Christians who actively call themselves Christian Zionists. And this specifically props up what I was saying, which is to say this yellow block right here, 55% of Christians believe that Israel was given to the Jewish people by God. So I was correct. I was fucking correct. They might not be calling themselves Christian Zionists because they don't understand that term and all of the money and power behind the word Zionist, but hello, 55% of Christians in the United States believe that Israel was given to the Jewish people by God. So I was right. It's the majority of Christians. Fuck around and find out.